Thank you. So now, social network analysis is the network between you and her. I don't know if you guys are related or if you met here, but your relationship here and our data first, right? That's what connects the both of you, right? But then she could be your sister, right? And then he knows her because he came to data first, but you have a stronger relationship with her because she's your sister. That's what social network analysis mean. But then again, in the context of this project, the idea is that how can we make use of social media data to recommend products to customers? Does that sound interesting? Also, so now you'd agree with me that if I follow you on Twitter, for example, it's because I have an interest in either your posts, your business, or something about you, right? Now, same way too, if someone else follows you on Twitter, there could be another reason. I may not know the other person that is following you, right? But I know you, I know that person through you, right? So now you can imagine the lines that connect me to you and then to that person. So let me just scroll down a bit. Okay, thank you. Let me scroll down. Yeah, scroll down. Awesome, that image. So now, social network analysis comprises of three key things. Number one, node. Number two, edges. And number three, community. We are going to run the code, but I want to explain this to you before we start running the code. So number one, when I talk about node, node means entity. I and you're a node, I'm a node, right? A business and another business. If I'm investing in your business, I'm a node, that other company is a node. Then the line that connects us is an edge. Is it clear? And now we have the last part called community. Now, when we have groups of people together, like your followers, it's a community, it's a cluster, right? So that's a community. So social network analysis comprises of three things. If you look at this image now, we have this community, this community, this community, but they are somehow connected. Now, one thing about social network analysis is that if we are more connected, our bond is closer. Now, if you look at this image, it's scattered, it's a bit sparse to show you that there's a loose connection, right? Does it make sense? Is it clear? All right. So now I want us to, if you're on your laptop, right, I want you to open GitHub so you can access this notebook. Open GitHub, github.com/Sharon Ibejih. Is anyone on your laptop? If you're on your laptop, wave. Just one, two, three, four. Sorry, what did you say? Yeah, I think it's Zoom. Oh, it's not zooming there. But can you see it? I'm trying to zoom, but it's not reflecting. But can you see it? Can you see the screen? You can see it, right? If you're on your laptop, please wave your hand. Just very few people. Okay, if you're on your laptop, just go to github.com/Sharon Ibejih. You'd see my repositories. There's the first repo there is on product recommendation, something, something. Just click on that one. You can clone it and make use of it anytime. So anyways, let's proceed. So like I was saying, we have Python libraries for network analysis. One of the very popular Python libraries for that is Network X, right? So now with Network X, all you need to do is pip install Network X. For this project, I'm using version 3.1 of Network X, but you can install any version, it's not a problem. All right. So now the first step is that you create an empty graph. Remember, the goal is that we want to understand customers' interests based on their social media data, number one. Number two is that based on that data, we want to cluster customers with similar interests. Number three is that based on that cluster, we want to recommend products to them. Is that clear? Is it clear? All right. So now the question you'd ask me first is that how can we extract their interest from their social media data? Yeah, yeah. Ibejih. Sharon is Sharon. Jih. J for jog. Ibejih. All right. So as I was saying, yeah. So the question you ask me now is, how can I understand or how can I know my customers' interests based on your social media data? I gave an example of the people I follow are people that I find interest in. There are two methods. Number one is you could get the top posts of that customer, right? Or you could get the top N following list of that customer. For example, what are the most recent 200 handles that are followed on Twitter? That could be one point. What are the most recent 20 or 50 posts that I've made on Twitter? That could be another angle. And now, based on that, you have keywords that are associated to your company's business that relate to a particular interest. For example, if a customer is following accounts like Jumia, following accounts like Zara, right? They perhaps have interest in shopping, right? No response. All right, awesome. And then if I'm following accounts like Utiva or some of those accounts popularly known for people that want to jackpot, that want to go to school or MSc or PhD, right? Then that means I have some level of interest in education, right? Then if I'm following accounts that has some health related content, then I sort of have interest in health. So now you have to do the research of identifying keywords that relate to the interests of your company. If you're working for a bank, for example, it depends on the products that the bank is offering, and then you try to extract possible interest that you have products for. There is no point extracting interest that you don't have a product to sell for. Does that make sense? So if I'm looking at shopping, then that means I have products relating to shopping that I could sell to you. All right. So now, what we did in this project was that we had there are just 100 samples here. So if you're working in a company that collects social media data of their customers, because it's actually ethical that your customers are aware that you're making use of their social media data, and all you need to do is probably pay for Twitter API. Unfortunately, now it's $100, all thanks to Elon Musk. So you have to pay for that and then extract this content on your customers. So for this project, we have our data. Let me just rush down and choose something. All right, we have our data that looks like this. This is the customer ID, and these are their interests. The first two customers or four customers have interest in shopping and traveling, right? And then it goes like that down, right? Then secondly, we added the products that each customer is currently using.
Okay, thank you for the session. I just want to confirm, does it has any similarity with recommender system?
Oh, yeah, it does actually. That's a very good question because I was expecting this question was going to come here. So now the question would be that if we have recommender system, why this, right? Now the difference is that for a recommender system, you're looking at me as a person and then my past behaviors or interaction with your websites, with your products, and then recommending other products to me, right? That's how recommender systems work, right? But social network analysis does not make use of just you. It makes use of a community. What community do you belong to? What interests concentrates in that community? What products can interest that community? It's not looking at you as a person like a recommender system. It looks at you as a community member. Yeah, the user to user, right, based on other users, right? Now, but this one now, we are looking at other users, not just other users, the interest that concentrates in that group. Is it clear? Right? And then we recommend products to you based on that. But recommender system, if you are using other users, it detaches you and it looks at other users and recommend products to you, or it uses just you and your behavior with your website and recommend products to you. But this one includes you in a community. We're in a community, so what can we recommend to this community? What can we recommend to this community? What can we recommend to this community? All right, so let's get back before. So now the last part is that we are going to look at the community itself. So this is the code for that. All you need to do is just install this guy, and then we try to get the best partition, just like when you're doing your model of fits. You get the best partition, and then you can see now each person and the community they belong to. The first customer belongs to community 0, second customer community 1, and then it goes like that. 6th customer community 3, 7th customer community 0. So 7 and 0 are in the same community. So now we can see these two. So yeah, we have 4 communities now that were the best partitions. In your work, you could have up to 5. It depends. You may have 2 or 3. It depends on the outcome of your project. But then there are also other hyperparameters that can try out to improve. So now the main focus of this now is recommending products. So now we are going to, let me explain this. We're going to identify the key things we are looking at here, which are the interests, right? Now, we are going to now check, right, what are the products that the customers in this group are making use of, right? And then we get the percentage of usage in that group, right? So now that's why I mentioned that there are 2 things you could recommend. You could recommend based on the most used products in that group. So maybe based on the database, if I belong to this community and I don't make use of this product, but majority of people in this community are making use of this product, then I recommend it to you because you're in that community. Alternatively, I could recommend other products that the business has which this community is not making use of. So it depends on what the priority of your project is, and then we get the output. So if you run this, so this is an example of what that stuff looks like. So it tells you for each community, this is just one community, the percentage of usage for each product. You can see that they are using more of product 2. They're also using product 1 and product 4, right? But then they have 0 usage of product 8 and product 10. Is it clear? Okay. And then, so lastly now, we can just run a sample. If we're looking at community of number 3, remember that we have 4 groups. Community 0, community 1, 2, and 3. So we are looking at what are the top interests for this community. And it goes in, what do you call it, in ascending order, right? And then what are the products we can recommend to this community? So these are products that this community are not using. I think I edited something down there. Let's see. Yeah, so this is a better one. So something like this. These are the products that the community are not using, and then these are the products that the community are using. So last question you could ask me is that, does it mean that for a new customer, maybe after a month or 2 months we've acquired new customers, do we have to go through this again? The question is no. Just the way you built a model, and then you can run that model on new test data, right? And then maybe at the long run you can retrain the model, right? That's how this works. You built a base of network. So for every new customer, all you need to do, maybe during KYC or onboarding, you could find out from them what are your top interests. These are questions you could randomly ask the customer, right? And then based on that information, you can fix them into the right community that they fit into. So on your own, just check this code. This is the code for that. So you could just put in the interest of the customer as 0 and 1. These are random values, right? So the customer is interested in shopping, in traveling, it's just for 1. And then you're interested in the other ones, 0. If you're not interested in the other ones, 0, right? And then you can just it will now tell you the group that your customer belongs to, and then the products that you should recommend to the customer. And that brings us to the end of this project. Yeah, community groups. Mm-hmm. Sorry. You mean for this one? Is it clear? Do you want to explain to him? Oh, okay. But did you understand? So, sorry, come again. Read the question then. You mean what interest are in coming to zero? What interest are in coming to one? All you need to do is just to run this code. You see this code here? So just put the community ID here, and then it shows you the interest and the products to recommend. Change 3 to the ID that you want. Can put 0, can put 1, can put 2. If you put more than 3, it will give you an empty list. Did I answer the question? Okay.